I usually play with my friends Mimi, Yaya, and Maya in hardcore team deathmatch or Warzone. I'm not really that good and possibly the worst of my friends. There was one Saturday where it was raining and storming all day, so we literally played for about 15 hours straight. Late that night, everyone was getting tired but me. Then this guy joined one of our games. His name was Probe Master. This man kept whispering in the mic like some weirdo or something. Then all of us received requests through PSN. I'm the only one that actually accepted it. I stayed on the game while everyone went to sleep. Every match I'd hear this guy whispering, but he kept camping in the game, so his KD was very low. One game I did horrible. Then this guy sent me a message saying that I'll put up impressive numbers, but my overall ratio was .20. I know I sucked, but this guy would not stop talking about how good I was. Just be polite, I would say thank you. So a few weeks go by and this guy would constantly jump in my Call of Duty games, and every Friday he would send me a message saying, I hope you have a good weekend, like some creeper, because I would never respond. Well, until one day. He jumped in the game as my friends and I were in a free-for-all game. After the first game he played with us and some randoms, he said, good game, guys. Especially you, Michaela. All of my friends stopped talking. Then Maya asked me how this guy knows my name, and I said I don't know because my username isn't even close to my real name. Then she attempted to ask him, but he wasn't on anymore. 3 days later, and this guy still hasn't logged back on. I even sent him a message asking him how he knew my name. No response. I was a little worried. Not for him, but just wondering how he knew my real name. Maybe he guessed it. So again, one day I get home, open up my blinds, relax a little, and I started playing Modern Warfare in my living room. I threw on my hoodie to get more comfortable. Everyone was playing except for Malia. We didn't know where she was. So I'm sitting there waiting for the next game to load, and I receive a text that says, Michaela? With a question mark from a number I didn't know. I can tell it was an iPhone because I replied with, yeah, who's this? And it turned blue and the person immediately read it with no response. I looked up at my TV because I heard a camera sound, and I noticed a flash. I need to mention that the window was about 6 or 7 feet behind me to the right, and that's where it came from. Then I received a text message from the same number. It was a photo of me, taken from outside the window. I was stuck. I looked at the reflection on my TV. I could see a man standing on the outside of my window. I turned around and the man started clawing at the screen, trying to get in the living room. I yelled for my dad and he started running downstairs. Before my father got to the room, the man ran away. My father ran outside, but the guy was gone. One of my neighbors got a good look at him and helped with the sketch. I also showed the text messages to the cops. This guy just simply disappeared. I haven't seen him on the game and haven't received text messages anymore. He's never been found. That situation keeps me on my toes. Just be careful. In 2009, when I was 14, I was home alone on a Saturday night. My parents had just left for a party 2 hours away from our house. I decided to hop on my Xbox and play some Modern Warfare with my friend. We got into a lobby and played for a bit. Now, I'm not trying to brag or anything, but I'm really good at shooter games. And when I was playing, I was dominating the enemy team. When the match finished, someone on the other team was just talking to trash, calling me a tryhard and stuff like that. I started talking back because I wanted to stand up for myself. And I'm not just going to say that my voice is really deep. It was also deep when I was 14. A lot of people thought I was a grown man with kids when I spoke on the game chat. This guy thought that too. He started saying that I'm a grown man that lives in my mom's basement. So we kept on going back and forth. The conversation was getting a lot more offensive now. We ended up on the same team, but he still kept talking trash. I tried muting the guy, but I couldn't. For some reason, I don't know why. I could mute others, but not him. When the game finished, I tried backing out, but I couldn't. I noticed that others were able to, including my friends, but not me. I tried playing a different game, but I couldn't. That guy just kept on and on. I kept on telling him that he was annoying and he's acting like a punk. He then said to me, "Oh, you think I'm annoying, huh? Just wait." I was confused and honestly just gave up at this point. Then this idiot opened up a bag of chips and was eating like 4 chips at a time, making the noise louder. I was honestly so pissed and started calling him a fat loser and kept on making fat jokes. I went to his Xbox profile to see if I could mute from there, but when I went to his profile, I saw that he had modded account. That most likely explains why I couldn't leave the game. Mute him or play a different game. I told him he was soft for modding. He changed his gamer tag to "I hope you die." He just kept on eating his chips too. I tried to turn off my Xbox, but I couldn't. I didn't realize that he had more than just a modded account. I kept on complaining to him while he continued his behavior. It just got to the point where he was furious. He ended up leaving, but the way he left gave me goosebumps. Before he left, he said in a slow, creepy tone, "Okay, I'm gonna leave now. When I find you, I'm gonna hurt you, Max." I was so afraid I couldn't even talk or move. The guy knew my name. He finally left. I should also add that it was just me and him in the lobby. I think he booted everyone and blocked anyone from joining. I didn't really know what to do because I didn't know if he was being serious or not. But how did he know my name? I turned off my Xbox because it was late and eventually drifted off into sleep. I woke up to the knock at the door. I looked at the clock. It was around 2 in the morning. I didn't want to answer that door though. The person behind that door started to pound on it. It then sounded like the person was slamming their body on the door. I then heard the voice of a person I was fighting with before. He said something like, "Max, I know you can hear me. Open the door. I just want to talk." I was terrified. I called the police and the neighbor said they would be over very quickly. As I was on the phone with my neighbor, the door busted open and there stood a tall, fat man. You can tell he had terrible hygiene. He smelled and looked disgusting. He had long, messy hair, a heavy 5 o'clock shadow, and a bunch of acne. His clothes were also filthy. He charged at me with a kitchen knife. I ran as fast as I could to my bedroom and locked the door. He tried opening it, and he was pounding on the door. He even stuck his knife through the door several times, but then I heard a familiar voice. It was my neighbor shouting at him to drop the knife. My neighbor was pointing a gun at him, but the man ran outside and back through the door. My neighbor stayed with me and the cops until my parents got back. I'm so thankful that my neighbor got there in time. My name is James and I'm 16 years old. One evening I was playing some Black Ops 4 on my PS4. I was having the usual night until I came across this one guy whose online ID was Killer Ken 663. I kept killing him over and over, and as he had a headset on, I can hear him shouting and swearing every time I shot him, which I found pretty funny. He stayed in my lobby for about 4 games or so, each time getting more angry. I was finding it funnier each time. After about the 4th game of destroying him, he spoke in the lobby before the next match saying that stupid kid keeps killing me. I sat there laughing, but all that changed when the next words he spoke were, "I bet you find this real funny, don't you, James?" I immediately stopped laughing and my heart sank. My eyes opened wide. I was so shocked to how he knew my name. It's not possible because my online ID is COD God 122. There's no way he can know my real name. I immediately left the lobby. I sat there at my desk for a few moments, pretty freaked out. Took a deep breath and calmed down a bit. I thought maybe he meant someone else and I was getting it confused with another guy named James in the lobby. Or something. It was just a coincidence. About 5 minutes passed and I carried on playing and tried to forget about it. In the game I was playing, I noticed in the kill feed it said Killer Ken 663 connected. I was thinking, there's no way it's this guy again. I was still pretty weirded out, so I left the match I was in and went to join another lobby. After finding another lobby, I was waiting for the game to start, and once again, he popped up. I quickly left and went to look for a new game this time. Before I even searched for the game mode, he joined me. This time, just me. I sat there and just waited. He got on his mic and said, "I'll die in hell, and he's gonna be the one to send me there." I thought this was corny, but I take all threats seriously. I instantly backed out and was scared as hell, thinking to myself, what is wrong with this guy? I blocked him thinking he must have kept joining by going on recent players. That annoyed me. I was annoyed with myself, honestly, as this was the first thing I should have thought of. I decided to stop playing that night, and I was frightened by this crazy man threatening me. The next day when I turned on my PlayStation, I received a message. It was him, Killer Ken 663. The message read, "See you soon, James." This was 3 weeks ago. I haven't had any other incidents with this guy since then. I hope it stays that way.